So today I'll be presenting about the Quiet American, and I renamed it the Mute Girlfriend Stealer, and I'm referring to Pile. So instead of quiet, I replaced it instead of mute the girlfriend stealer, because that's what Pile is. So the table of contents, I will include a theme and a quote, and I'll discuss the road to hell's paved with good intentions and a quote, and the idea of engage, and what does it mean to quote, and does everyone have to take a side? So the theme is war, and this is the quote: "The cannon was full of bodies. I am reminded now that Irish stew contained too much meat. The bodies overlapped. One head is seal gray and anonymous as a convict with a shaven scalp stuck out of the water like a boy. I thought I hate war." So the book is set around early 1950s when the Vietnam and French were sort of in a conflict, and Vietnam was trying not to get colonized, and French were trying to redeem their reputation by sort of colonizing Vietnam. And so this is right before the Vietnam War sort of reaches its climax point. And Fowler is a war journalist, and he doesn't like war and only insists on stating the facts. And I thought the theme was very critical to the story, because basically the background is all about war, and Pyle is also involved in war as well. So the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and the quote is, "I never knew a man who had better motives for all the trouble he caused." And what was the point if Pyle had good intentions? He never really acted upon them, and he tries to have good intentions, but he fails, and it eventually leads him to death. And he's trying to attempt to lead a third force into the war, so for democracy, but and he has good intentions, but he never actually but it never works as he actually wishes. So the word engage, and Fowler does not like being engaged because he doesn't describe himself as one, but he loves and sort of almost fears Vietnam, and that has made him a very engaged man. He may be jaded and bitter, but he does not have any biased political views, but he still remains very much engaged to Vietnam, and still goes on war, goes on war fronts to report and do journalism. Okay, so does everyone have to take a side? Taking a side is definitely more safer, especially during
Don't say more safer.
Huh? Oh, sorry, safer.
There you go.
In times of war, but if you genuinely believe that you don't have a side, or you want to make a side, then you can, but it's far much more dangerous than taking a side that already exists. But Pyle, you can sort of make a third force, or make a side that you believe, and if the side does not exist. So my review is 4 stars out of 5, and it was very different from the things they carried, but I still enjoyed it equally. And thank you for listening.
Question for you. Was it right for Pyle to go in there and try to start his own side?
I mean, Pyle is just overall very innocent and naive, and he doesn't know that trying to attempt to sort of engage a third force in the war would sort of lead him to a very dangerous position. And I didn't think he necessarily realized that the idea of a third force was very dangerous. So I just think he sort of was
Well, who is Pyle symbolic of? Think about it.
Pyle?
Quiet.
American.
Bingo. Right. So America goes in there and tries to put its values on to this conflict, right? Is it appropriate?
I don't think it's really right for America to sort of barge in with French and the Vietnam conflict, because America will only make it worse, and trying to attempt a third force will just lead into a bigger conflict.
What do you think in that situation America should have done? You basically have France is the U.S.'s ally, so should the U.S. have given military assistance, or Vietnam is technically fighting for some of the same ideas America believes in? What should it have done in this situation?
like I personally, if I were like the president, I would like sort of tell France to lay back on like Vietnam, because like trying colonialism again is just not really something that America really accepts. So like I would rather like tell France to just sort of back off of Vietnam and let Vietnam and sort of support Vietnam to start their like own country.
One more question then for you. Okay, right now there's the conflict in Syria.
Yes.
If you were president of the United States, what would you do? 'Cause this is why this book is still relevant today, right? You have a country like the U.S., which is extremely powerful, right? That could do something. Is it its business to do something, and what should it do, if anything?
I don't think America should like sort of engage in Syria, because like because it's a serious problem, and like I know it just sounds a little bit selfish, but if America starts to get engaged again, then like it might lead to a bigger conflict, and like it's just like Syria might not like appreciate America, and like they're sort of barging in, I guess. So I don't think America should get involved.
So you say in general the U.S. should mind its own business.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Good. So.